impact on the department and local.
2021.
That's kind of cool.
Sorry. Oh, it's tax day. In session. Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Savoy, sir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Barron.
Here.
Commissioner Postula.
Here.
Commissioner Savoy.
Here.
Commissioner Shackleton.
Here.
And Chairman Martin.
Here. Do we have any additions, deletions to the agenda? I would entertain a motion to accept them as they are.
I'll make that motion to accept them as they are.
Support.
Motion and support for approval of the agenda as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Approval of county minutes, regular board meeting, March 11th, 2021.
So moved.
Support.
Motion and support for the approval of county minutes from March 11th, 2021. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Correspondence received in the clerk's office. No action needed here.
There's usually a motion there, Jim.
Sorry?
There's usually a motion there to accept them and.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Entertain a motion to accept the correspondence and forward them as needed.
So moved, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman. Support.
Motion and support to accept the correspondence received in the clerk's office, forward them to the appropriate sites. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Public comment. Again, we reserve 15 minutes per subject, 3 minutes per person. Do we have any public comment?
Looks like Bridget has a comment she'd like to make.
I'm sorry, the green hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I've never seen it.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Tim Moher. This is the response to Commissioner Shackleton's claim that he and Commissioner Postula don't have a conflict of interest by being on the county board and the War Memorial Hospital board, and that is an extension of their county service. What started out as a conflict of interest issue now appears to be the wrongful transfer of valuable public county property to Chippewa County War Memorial Hospital, Inc., a private nonprofit corporation that is nothing more than a management company. Our research has found the commissioners Postula and Shackleton gave away most of the hospital from the county to the management company in 2011. They were on both boards. They voted on both sides of the lease that gave away 25 years of accumulated county property owned by the public. Commissioners were advised by legal counsel that giving away these assets was not in the county's interests and they were violating the public trust. One of the advisory letters is missing from the county records. So are the minutes from the special meeting where the lease was approved. A former commissioner gave these documents to me. Commissioners voted on both sides of the transaction and received 2 paychecks. They saw both sides of the privileged, confidential attorney opinions, and they sided with the private corporation instead of the interests of Chippewa County. If the commissioners were representing the county interests, why did the county lose virtually all hospital assets that are now worth $50 to $100 million? The commissioners gave the county property to their private hospital board for nothing. Are they going to give our property back? They're not saying. Public deserves a motion to end the county commission and county administrator from double dipping on War Memorial Hospital board due simply to the appearance of impropriety. The prosecutor recused himself. Why not these 3 gentlemen? Different standards, money, they're not saying. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Do we have any more public comment? Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening. This is Robert Layton with the Chippewa County Road Commission. I just wanted to take a quick moment of your time to comment on the approval for our ballot language relating to our countywide road millage that we'd like to get renewed in August. And just to say a few words about its importance to the commission and to the people of the county. And I realized that it was looked upon favorably at the finance meeting last week. I just wanted to be able to share a few comments with you here tonight. One of the more interesting facts about that is that every dollar collected that we bring in related to that millage, which to the County Road Commission means a little bit north of $800,000 per year, ends up being used in a matching arrangement with all of the townships in which we work. And in fact, we can leverage that amount into double or sometimes nearly triple what the take is to the road commissions. So it really does truly have a huge effect on our operations and on it's a huge benefit for the population across the county. Last year alone, that fund, when combined with through our matching policies and arrangements with the townships, we paved nearly 30 miles of road for a total of about $3.1 million worth of work. That was all locally funded work. There was no state or federal aid involved with that at all. It's something that we're truly proud of having accomplished. And so I just wanted to make these comments to help back up the importance of getting that through there on the ballot and getting it renewed. So, and then to offer and be available for any questions that may arise during the rest of the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Layden. Okay. Do we have any more? No? Any other hands up out there? Who's on IT tonight?
I'm not seeing anything.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll close public comment. Going once, going twice, 3 times. Public comment is closed. Administrator's report, page 12 in your packet.
You'll see the various monthly reports. If you have questions on them, please get with Kelly or I. Also, I think I'd mentioned it, but we lost Jenny Pierce from our IT department. She took a job with the state. We will be conducting the interviews on Monday to fill that position. And also I talked with Mac this afternoon on the Recovery Act. Mac was desperate for ideas to know what the different county commissions were doing. And this was basically administrators at the meeting. And the administrators kind of laid down all a unified message that nobody is really pressing the commissioners for answers right now because Treasury has not even laid out the guidelines yet. The money's supposed to be coming in May. And until we get the guidelines, it's really putting the cart before the horse to start making your wish list. So that's where we're at with the stimulus money. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
just the other thing is that certainly businesses have found that with the money that was put out there, like through the PPP Act, that the rules start at one place and they are constantly changing. Mm-hmm. So, even after you got the money, they're still changing the rules. My guess is that they're going to start off with a lot of rules that they will end up revising and dropping as the months go by. And it's, so we should definitely take our time and act wisely.
Yep.
Any other comments? Questions? All right. Next, we'll move to old business, Chippewa Road Commission, fill a vacancy that expires 12/31/2024, page 24 in your packet. This will, of course, require Roll call votes. The candidates are David Dietrich, Gary Graham, Bill Hopper, Nicholas Hike, Jesse Knoll, Chuck Mosier, Tim Sibold, and James Trainer.
Can I just say again, I'm just really impressed that we got so many quality candidates. And it's hard because there's several people on here that I'd be comfortable with as in the role.
All right. Would you like to proceed with this? No problem. Okay.
Commissioner Barron,
Nicholas Ike.
Commissioner Pastula,
Chuck Mosier.
Commissioner Savoy,
Tom Sibold.
Commissioner Shackleton,
Nicholas Hike.
and Chairman Martin.
Chuck Mosier. Okay. So we have 2 for Nick Hike, 2 for Chuck Mosier, and 1 for Tom Sibold. We
You could limit it
then
to
basically limit to the 2.
top 2, I think is the
So
proper
we
procedure.
will go again with Nick Hike and Chuck Mosier.
Commissioner Barron,
Nicholas Ike.
Commissioner Pastula,
Chuck Mosier.
Commissioner Savoy,
Chuck Mosier.
Commissioner Shackleton,
Nicholas Hike.
and Chairman Martin.
Chuck Mosier. And so by 3-2 then, we have Chuck Mosier, and I would have been very comfortable with Nick Hike. There's probably 5 of these that I have no problem with at all. And we will have this again, what, in a couple of years? Or a year? I don't know when the next one expires.
They come around.
Anyhow, yep, and we never know what happened, could happen again. Who knows? All right, new business then. Resolution 2021-04, special recognitions of Chief John Riley. And I see we have Captain Larson here representing the City Police Department. Thank you, sir.
I would be very pleased to make that motion for the resolution for Chief Riley.
As you should.
Support that.
Motion and support for the resolution recognizing his 10 years of service just here in Sault Ste. Marie, plus what was he, another 15, 20 before that? I mean, he's dedicated his life to law enforcement and certainly should be recognized for that. We need a roll call vote for this, correct?
Correct.
That's John Larson.
Commissioner Barron,
Yes.
Commissioner Pastula,
Yes.
Commissioner Savoy,
Yes.
Commissioner Shackleton,
Yes.
and Chairman Martin.
Yes. Do we have the certificate here? So we
You
could
signed it.
take a picture, or how do we want to?
If you want to take a picture, I can hand you the
Well,
rest.
but it's not even,
What are you gonna take?
you're gonna give it to John Larson and say congratulations, Chief Riley.
I don't know, John was gonna pick it up for him, I didn't know what we wanted to do with it. So, I guess just hand it to you, I don't know.
I just think that'd be confusing.
Look, I had 4 minutes left of lunch, so I was really moving fast on this. So, well,
Do you want a picture with John? I can take one.
sure. Actually, Commissioner Savoy has a,
I'm fine.
I knew you'd hang me out to dry. Do we want to do that?
I don't want to be
What? I'm sorry?
So you'll confuse people here by giving it to me.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to retire you, we can't lose both of you. All right then,
Are you-
fine. Well,
Well, when you retire, have John Riley come collect it.
Yeah, there you go.
There.
I'll define in person.
Yeah, bring it full circle.
all right, here we go. Well, never boring. Equalization, page 26 and beyond for tentative taxable values and all that fun stuff. Boy, they spent a lot of time doing this.
We can do it, that's all right. We can do all three, right? Together?
I would hope so.
I mean,
Correct? We can do all
we
three.
can bundle them together.
It-
But, Mr. Chairman, I would move the equalization items, which are 10B, 1, 2, and 3. This is the 2021 equalized and tentative taxable values, the personal and real property totals, and to establish a truth in taxation public hearing for June 17th, 2021.
We have a motion on the floor
I'll support.
and support for 10B, 1, 2, and 3, equalized tentative value, personal and real property totals, establish truth in taxation public hearing on June 17th, 2021. Any discussion? I would just like to commend Sharon Kennedy and her staff and all the work they go and do all this.
Nice job, John.
Sorry, John.
Thanks.
I'm in trouble now. Okay. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right, standing committee reports, building grounds, jail, legislative and natural resources and information technology. Commissioner Barron?
All right, a regular meeting of the Chippewa County Board of Commissioners, Building, Grounds, and Jail, Legislative and Natural Resources and Information Technology Committee was held Wednesday, March 17th of 2021, at Chippewa County Building in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan at 3:30 p.m. All the members were present, none absent. There were others present by Zoom. It was moved by Commissioner Savoy, supported by Commissioner Shackleton, to approve the agenda as presented. On a voice vote, the motion carried. I would so move.
We don't need to vote on that.
You don't need to vote on that?
Minutes, no.
Okay, there was no public comments. The agenda items. Sheriff's Department, Community Corrections Building Plan. It was moved by Commissioner Savoy, supported by Commissioner Shackleton, to approve the project to add approximately 20 by 30 foot addition in the existing covered parking area on the south side of the building at an estimated cost of $120,000 to $150,000 plus 8% or $12,000 to the UP engineers and architects for the typical architectural and engineering fees for the project. The motion also waived the county policy for the UPEA services. Funding of this project to be from the upcoming COVID relief funding the county will be receiving. On a voice vote, the motion carried. I would so move.
Motion?
Support?
No.
Support?
Figured you were on the committee.
I just wait, nobody else does
Motion
it, I will.
support. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Commissioner Barron?
The Legislative and Natural Resources, Policy 101, Bylaws, Rules of Procedure Update, Policy 230, Sick Leave and Sickness and Accident Insurance Benefit Update, Application of Interest. Was moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Savoy, to approve and authorize changes to Policy 101, Bylaws of Rules of Procedure Update, Policy 230, Sick Leave and Sickness and Accident Insurance Benefit, and the application of interest as presented. On a voice vote, the motion carried. I so move.
Support.
Okay, so we got a motion and support. I'll let you decide who got it first. Any discussion on policy 101 and 230? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
There were no committee or chairman comments. Was moved by Commissioner Savoy, seconded by Commissioner Shackleton to adjourn the meeting. On a voice vote, the motion was carried. 3:40 p.m.
We have a
You
motion
made a
to,
motion to,
I would so move.
okay, there you go. I would second his motion to approve and accept the minutes of this meeting.
as presented. Motion and support. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I cut out discussion there too. Okay, next. We have Finance, Claims, and Accounts Committee. We had Commissioner Shackleton as our chair, is the one with the most experience. The only question, Commissioner Shackleton, is do you want to punish Commissioner Savoy for missing the meeting by making him read your minutes, sir? It's your call.
Mr. Savoy asked me to do it since I chaired the meeting, and I will gladly do that.
So be it.
I'll
Thank you,
stumble
sir.
through them just as I did through the meeting.
We did okay.
A regular meeting of the County Board of Commissioners Finance, Claims, and Accounts Committee was held on Thursday, April 8th, 2021, at the Chippewa County Building here in Sault Ste. Marie. I called the meeting to order at 4:32 with a quorum present. The members present included Jim Martin, myself, Eric Barron, and Ted Postula. Members absent was Robert Savoy. There are several other people present to observe and partially participate with information. It was moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Barron to approve the agenda, and that was approved. The agenda items, there was no public comment offered. The committee reviewed the investment report, visa billing, the health department's healthcare first summary, and travel requests. Under agenda items, it was moved by Commissioner Postula, supported by Commissioner Martin, to approve and authorize the purchase and sales agreement with Premier Biotech Incorporated and Chippewa County Circuit Drug Court as presented. On a voice vote, the motion carried, and I so move.
Support.
Motion and support on Premier Biotech. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
The next agenda item was under Friend of the Court, Consulting Services Agreement, Management of America Consulting LLC. It was moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Postula, to approve and authorize the consulting services agreement by and between Chippewa County, Michigan, Friend of the Court, and MGT of America Consulting LLC as presented, costing $5,200 annually. On a voice vote, the motion carried, and I so move.
Support.
Motion and support of the agreement between MGT, Chippewa County, and Friend of the Court. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
The next agenda item was Public Defender MIDC 2022 Proposed Budget and Standards Analysis. It was moved by Commissioner Barron, supported by Commissioner Postula, to authorize the release of the 2022 Public Defender's proposed budget and plan for compliance with MIDC's standards upon administration review. On a voice vote, the motion carried, and I so move.
Support.
Motion and support for MIDC standards and administrative review. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
The next item was Animal Shelter North Superior Property Services, redo the upfront flooring and waive the county policy. It was moved by Commissioner Barron, supported by Commissioner Martin, to accept and authorize the estimate from North Superior Property Services to prep and install a new flooring system at a cost not to exceed $13,500 and to waive the county's purchasing policy. On a voice vote, the motion carried, and I so move.
Support.
Motion and support for the flooring at the animal shelter. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
The next item was the Chippewa County Road Commission proposed millage language. It was moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Barron, to approve the road maintenance and repair proposition millage renewal for the August 2021 election. Do I need to read the language, or can we just say it's as presented?
As presented.
As presented, fine. The millage proposition language was presented by the County Road Commission, and on a voice vote, that motion carried, and I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support for the wording on the road maintenance and repair preposition millage renewal to take place August of 2021. Any discussion on this?
I'd like to note it is a renewal, not an increase, and I think it's money well spent in the county.
Agreed. Any other comments? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
The next agenda item was under Senior Services and Programs Millage Proposal. It was moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Barron to approve the Senior Services and Programs Millage Proposal for August 30th, 2021 election. That language was presented and was approved, and I would note that this is actually does include an increase, and it's not just a renewal, but it supports senior services that are provided by the Community Action Agency. On a voice vote, the motion carried, and I so move.
Support.
Motion and support for senior services and programs millage proposal. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
The next motion, agenda item is under administration, how do you say that again?
Abilita.
Habilita Telecom Retainer. It was moved by Commissioner Barron, supported by Commissioner Pastula to approve and authorize the telecom retainer with Abilita showing a net shared savings of $385 per month. On the voice vote, the motion carried, and I so move.
Support.
Motion and support for the Abilita Telecom retainer. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
The next item was accepting the applications of interest from the Chippewa County Road Commission, and we already voted and made the appointment, so we don't need to take any action on that, I assume. The next is Finance, Claims, and Accounts. It was moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Barron, to approve March County bills and payroll, general claims of $425,323.27, and other claims, fund claims of $734,045.81. Payroll, see, I started reading the numbers, and I feel like I gotta read them all. Payroll of $573,357.34, and health department claims of $259,223.04, and payroll of $180,388.49. Total claims, $2,172,337.95. On a voice vote, the motion carried, and I so move.
Support.
Motion and support to pay the bills. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
The next item on the agenda was committee comments. Commissioner Martin asked that the meeting we're at today be moved to the time at which we are meeting. Chairman comments, I gave an update on War Memorial Hospital and the impending possible action by the board to begin a negotiation with Mid-Michigan on an affiliation, which I would again say very clearly is not a sale, it's an affiliation. As you all know, I let you know the next day when the action was taken in the affirmative, and nothing is done yet, but there is a negotiation that will begin with the affiliation. I'm sure that Commissioner Postola and myself would be happy to answer any questions from anybody regarding that. With that, it was moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Barron to adjourn, and so we did adjourn at 5:02, and I would ask that these meeting minutes of finance, claims, and accounts be accepted. Support.
Motion and support to accept the Finance Committee meeting minutes as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right. Then we have, do we have any other general comments by the commission? None?
Actually, I do.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Chairman, when you put your name on a yard sign and you run for political office, you should know what you're signing up for. It's inevitable you become a target for criticism. It's also true that you will no doubt make a few people mad. During public comment, the commission once again heard from a gentleman who, using lawyerly talk, is trying to make the case that Commissioner Pastula and I must resign from the War Memorial Hospital Board, as he argues there is a conflict of interest. When this complaint first came to us, we took it in good faith. I immediately informed the county chair and hospital administration. The hospital had their legal counsel look at it, and I asked the prosecuting attorney to review it. Hospital attorney said there's no problem, and the county's lawyer, the prosecuting attorney, had a similar conclusion and sent on the information to the state attorney general for review. That should be an adequate response, right? Apparently not. I now find it very unlikely that the speaker actually cares about a, quote, conflict of interest. I believe it's much more likely this is just how he's trying to get at me, because he feels slighted by this board and chose me as the target as past chairman. Anyone who's involved with this board or has observed the board knows what I'm talking about. Commissioner Pastula, you're just an extra target. First, the claim was that a position on the hospital board and the county commission were incompatible. That was easily disproven. Now it's that a 40-year lease at $1 a year that was in place long before I was on either board somehow makes for a huge conflict of interest. And then I voted to amend the lease to add language to require the hospital to provide services to everyone, regardless of their ability to pay, is also somehow a conflict. As none of these are significant conflicts or problems, the gentleman would keep going back to the drawing board to try and twist something else into a complaint. The reality is there is no conflict with me or Commissioner Pastula on the Board of Commissioners and the hospital board. One board is a publicly elected position. The other board is as board director of a nonprofit corporation. Using the logic laid out and followed, commissioners, city council members, township supervisors, just about anyone elected to public office would be prohibited from serving on the local United Way board, such as I did a few years ago, or Habitat for Humanity, the hospice board, or just about any other community board. When you look at our community and the good people who serve on the city commission, the school board, township boards, the county commission, sports leagues boards, and all the other community service positions, I'm just grateful that those individuals are willing to stick their necks out even when they're likely to become a target. I have great respect for those people who are working to serve and improve their community. It's not going to serve this board well for me to take time every meeting to illustrate why the latest claims from the gentleman are meritless. So in the future, I plan on simply reminding people that the claims heard during public comment are meritless and there's no conflict. But if anybody'd like to talk to me about it personally to find out more, I'll be happy to have that discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you again, Commissioner Pastula, for your service on all your boards. Same
Yes,
thing
just
too.
to add to Scott's, I think it does go back more than 2011. It was done in 1984 when the hospital first took it in 2011.
A long time ago.
Yeah. And we do appoint boards that we put commissioners on, mental health, all the other ones. The only one that there's a conflict that we found over the years was the road commission. So it's been looked into before.
I mean, could you imagine us saying that Commissioner Savoy cannot serve on the Veteran Committee?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just insane because he's here and somehow he's gaming the system or getting some advantage. It just does not make any sense. And same thing with Mr. German. I mean, being affiliated with it. I think that's a good position. I think that's important for us. Go ahead. Chairman.
Just comment on what the accusations have been about the hospital and my conflict. I've served on the hospital nominating board for longer than I've had this job, approximately 16 years. I've been appointed to that nominating board by both the hospital chair, Frank Sasso, and by different county chairs. I've had to take a break every now, I think it's every 6 years, because there's a 6-year term limit on it. But my service to the hospital is purely voluntarily. I volunteer to take my time once a year to go over and make a decision on the nominating board. And the nominating board, in effect, has no real authority because the board can overturn whatever the nominating board says. So I don't know if Mr. Moher fully understands what's involved, but certainly volunteering for the hospital is not a conflict of interest.
Amen. On a different note, the girls swim and dive team from Sioux High got to go to Lansing, and from our state senator, Wayne Schmidt, and our state representative, John DeMoose, were truly given the royal treatment, COVID style. It was, you know, it was different. Their staff was wonderful, and they get recognized, you know, and they couldn't believe all those kids came all the way down with their parents. It was a wonderful moment in a COVID year that's been, you know, a bummer. The house is, if you get a chance to tour the house, it is beautiful what they've done. They were so glad that everyone was just glad to see people there other than people in masks and stuff like that. But it was a wonderful experience, and I think everybody left there with really a warm feeling because of these ladies and gentlemen way out of their way above and beyond. When they couldn't let the whole team come down, they brought about half a dozen legislators came up to where we were in the speaker's library to applaud the kids personally because the whole team couldn't be there. I mean, like I said, they just went above and beyond over and over and over. And, you know, our legislators get a tough rap sometimes, and our kids get a tough rap sometimes. But boy, that was a wonderful thing to see. And I don't care what anybody says, that's the rule. I think our legislators and I think our kids are phenomenal. And, you know, it's a few bad apples that make everybody look bad, like it is in any profession or any group of people we're talking about. But I will let that go, but that was a great thing. So thank you, Representative DeMoose and Senator Schmidt, for a wonderful experience for those kids. They will never forget that. All right.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Yes, sir.
Support.
Out. There we go. We're adjourned.
Order.
Oh, I gotta go back to the field house, put the uniforms away.